In this video, watch the lionfish go from a beautiful yet invasive species in the Caribbean to lying dead on our back deck to being prepared and served as a delicious dinner.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life.
Lionfish were first detected along the Florida coast in the mid-1980s, and populations have swelled dramatically ever since. I've heard two different stories as to how they came to be in the Caribbean. One is a hurricane damaging a large Florida aquarium, and the other is people releasing them into the wild when they didn't want them in their home aquariums. It's most likely the latter. Adult lionfish are voracious fish eaters. They are harmful to commercial and recreational fisheries because they feed on prey normally consumed by snappers, groupers, and other commercially important native species. They are also harmful to coral because they eat the small fish that are herbivores. These fish eat algae from coral reefs, and without herbivores, algal growth goes unchecked, which can be detrimental to the health of the already struggling coral reefs. There is a widespread effort by governments, fishermen, and divers to eradicate as many as possible, but it is only a drop in the bucket. Diving around the Caribbean for many years, we have seen sharks and groupers learn to follow divers in order to eat the lionfish that are shot by divers. But so far we have not witnessed any predation of live lionfish by these or any other species. Lionfish reach maturity in less than a year, and according to the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, female lionfish release 50,000 eggs every 3 days for the rest of their lives. The eradication of the species in the Atlantic and the Caribbean is a battle we will never win. We can only hope to keep it in check. In Grenada, we spent a lot of time hunting lionfish, mostly while snorkeling, but we had our most successful hunts when we went diving on the cruise ship pier. This little guy was tricky. John played ring around the piling with him a couple of times. But in the end, the fish lost. He wasn't large enough to keep, so John bashes his head against the rock in order to make sure he's mortally wounded, and then scrapes him off the spear and leaves him for dead. Hopefully he's dead. This guy was so big, John had to open the lid of the bucket to get him in. There is a very large tire under the pier that was home to the largest family group we have ever seen. I believe I counted 8 total. That tire made for a great hiding place. Oh no, we had an escapee. We didn't have a zookeeper, and there were none here to be had in Grenada, and when I looked on Amazon, they were anywhere from $130 to $160. So John took this bucket that actually seals really well that we didn't use, and at first he just tied this on, and then he zip tied these so it would open like this. And so at first I swam around with the bucket, was real careful to hold it and keep my hand back here, and he'd put the fish in and we'd hold this down and he'd pull out his spear. But that was harder to manage underwater than it was above water. So he got an orange cone and cut a hole in it, much like those zookeeper trapper things have, and then sliced it so he could push those fish in and they would stay in, and that worked really well. So and then you can see he bolted this in. So for $5, $10 maybe, you too could have yourself a homemade lionfish catcher. Correction, you could have a homemade lionfish keeper. This is the catcher That is the keeper.
That's the big one.
Oh my goodness. Hang on the itty bitty. Itty bitty baby. And there was what? 2 or 3 little babies you shot and whacked on the head and let go?
Yeah. I'll probably do the same with these.
Yeah. Look how big they open their mouth. I can eat almost anything.
Let's see if they eat it.
Okay, this is a really good shot of the spines.
Yeah.
Couple of the spines are sticking out from there. So that's really good shot of how sharp these spines are. I've not seen them sticking out. Here's another one. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
And I just threw 2 off the back of the boat because they were too small.
So I've been reading about trying to tell the sex between these lionfish, and I've gotten all kinds of different information. Some of it, what's the word I'm looking for? Some of it doesn't agree. What's that word? Anyway, some say that lionfish can change their sex, and one other place said it couldn't change their sex, that they were born sex, I don't know, anyway.
Asexual.
Or no, they were born with a sex already, but I guess it didn't say they kept that, so I don't know, I'm unsure of that. But it did say here that when lionfish, so this is animaldiversity.org. I don't know them. When they're ready to produce is about the only time you can tell the difference. And it says males turn darker and more uniformly colored. Their stripes are not as apparent, and females with ripening eggs become paler. Their belly, the pharyngeal region, and I'll point that out, their belly here and their mouth become more silvery white. And then another place said their pectoral fins, the male's pectoral fins, this fin here, the end of this pectoral fin will extend down into this thing I can't pronounce, caudal, hold on. It says those pectoral fins will extend down to the middle of this caudal peduncle. That's those two completely new words for me. I had to look them up. But if we look at these, like this guy, his pectoral fins just come to here. This one, that lady. But look, this guy, this one is longer, but yet he's a lighter fish. While these guys seem to be darker. This one has a much longer pectoral fin. See that there to there? And he's kind of dark, but yet all of them have a little bit of a white throat. This one pectoral fin comes out to here, but yet this one is shorter. It only comes to here. This one is really long, but yet he's lighter at the same time. So this is going to be, remains to be seen, which is which. I'm hoping we can find eggs. Like some of these bellies are giant, really, really puffy. This one too. Okay, so we think that one's a male because it's got the little bit longer, yes, little bit longer dorsal fin there.
It goes past these things here. The base of that, it goes past that. But they all do kind of. But well, that one, not so much. You can tell that these are a little bit longer looking than these guys.
Okay.
So we think this is a male and we think that's a female. Let's find out.
Okay, so the first thing John does is cut off all fins and spines.
And try not to get poked. They make better scissors for this. They have a crook where they come down and go like that, so you're not getting your fingers in quite so tight. But haven't got those.
Let's go straight overboard. Okay, now talk to me. Tell me what you're doing.
Scaling it.
Since you cut the, since you pull that skin off anyway, why do you scale it first?
So you don't get all, because they're really small, fine, and they'll get into your meat.
Okay. All those away nicely. Now describe to me what you're doing as you do it, please.
Just make the head cut. And I like to just cut the skin loose. Get back far enough to get, and then you feel in, you can feel his backbone, and you go right over the top of that. Then you turn the knife down towards his backbone. Just work it back and forth until you get to the end. And I just use the tip, slide it against the bones. I'm sure a professional can do this a lot better than I can,
But then a professional doesn't need to see this video now, does he?
this is how I do it, so that's all that matters.
And it works just fine.
Where do my pliers go? Just hang on to the skin at the tail there. Put the knife flat. Just kind of pull the skin and slide. And voila, it's skinned. When I trim up, you can see kind of this here. That's just cartilage from their fins. I just like trim that off, makes the meat a little cleaner. Might miss a bone every now on the backbone there. That looks good to me. And up she goes. And I just do the same thing to this side. I don't get that bit of meat. It's super thin. It's belly meat, and sometimes you get worms in the belly meat, so I don't ever bother with that part there. Now we're just going to cut it open just to see what, if it's a male or a female. And that's a male. Those are the
Okay,
sperm.
show me your hand's kind of in the way. Show me that there. That is the what?
Sperm pouch.
Sperm sac thing. And then pull open the belly and let's see further what. A lot of these guys have fatty liver disease because they're gorged themselves on fish. Which one is the liver? Oh, it's that one you just cut in half, right? That one?
Yeah.
That's the liver. See, and I don't know how to tell if this is fatty liver or just regular liver. What else have we got in there? You're butchering it.
I am. That's his,
Is there a stomach? Where's the stomach? Is there fish in the stomach?
that's his air bladder. I just cut that stomach open. It was that thing.
That's the stomach right there?
This thing right here, that pouch right there.
Oh,
There wasn't much in it.
Not
though.
much in it. Okay. Well, let's see with the other ones if there's any more much in it.
Oh, we guessed that one right. It was a male.
Yeah, we did guess that one right. So this next one here does not, her dorsal fins do not come all the way down to here. And she is lighter. Well, no, but see, she's dark up front. Okay, I'll let you know. So as John's doing this, I'm reading here on my phone about the different types of lionfish here in the Caribbean. And there are 3 types according to Wikipedia, 2 types according to other websites that might be a little more accurate, I don't know. But the most common two are the Pterois volitans and the Pterois miles. But when I look at these and compare pictures, these all to me look like Pterois volitans. I don't know if I'm saying that right, so I don't speak Latin. Also known as the red lionfish. Here is a Wikipedia photo of the thing. That's pretty much what we got. The Pterois miles seems to be a little more, its fins are a little more flamboyant looking, a little wider. So I'm not sure I've seen these. So we're going with the Pterois volitans. Pterois volitans.
That is. It's
Say
not.
that again.
I
Start.
think this is the male because that. See how long that one? And you said the female are more rounded, and that last one was rounded. And here's the air bladder here.
All aired up still. Those are giant, but are you sure that's not intestine? So that green stuff is intestine.
Right. These 2 white ones here.
Oh,
are
there.
The organs. That's
Okay.
intestines.
Okay.
That's the air bladder there.
And more intestine.
And there's the liver there. Right there.
There's nothing in its stomach though, huh?
Well,
No eggs.
Yeah, there's a little.
Oh, is there something in there?
Fish in there.
Let's see what it's got. Swish it out onto the...
What's left of a fish. There.
Oh, like that little bitty guy. Okay, interesting. Okay, say that again.
I think this one was a female because the white ones are rounder. They're not long like the males are. See how it's way up there and it's rounder?
Uh-huh.
And that's what the book says. They're rounder.
That's a good vision of the bladder. See the swim bladder, how swollen it is? That's a really good picture of it. Whoop. Anything in its stomach? This one had a big old fat belly. So that big fat belly is from the swim bladder, not from their food. But that's an awful big, that is that kind of,
That's
ooh.
yeah, lots of little fish in him.
Yeah, he did.
See the size fish that he eats.
Yeah.
So this
Look at those
big.
little silver side thingies. And that liver kind of looks like it's big and fatty too. It's bigger than the others, wasn't it? I don't know. Okay. Point out that crab. That guy had a little crab in his stomach. That thing.
His liver looks like he's got liver poisoning. See how it's all green?
Yeah, that fatty liver disease. That's what happens. They overeat. They just gorge themselves and they get this fatty liver disease. It makes you wonder if their liver would make pate if for someone who you didn't fillet him?
I did. It's
Oh.
right there.
For someone who likes pate, but I don't know. I don't know enough about pate to tell you.
I did one side of. I sprinkled the lemon pepper on one side.
John took all those fillets, put them in this foil that he's going to wrap up, put butter, and now this, it's a lemon pepper and garlic, isn't it?
No, just lemon pepper.
Okay. Will you put garlic or just that?
Nope, just this
Okay.
lemon and black pepper.
And then he will wrap it all up into a big foil pouch. Lionfish are also really good breaded and fried, or as ceviche. Make a little sealed pouch out of it, and then you'll put it in the oven at what temperature for how long?
About here, I don't know, 375.
Okay.
And I only cook it for maybe 15 minutes.
So he did this at the barbecue a few weeks ago, and he was just telling me that he will put it on the barbecue grate, the grill there, and wait a few minutes and flip it, and wait a few minutes and flip it, and do that 4 times. Doesn't take very long. Thank you for watching. I hope you have found this informative. If you haven't subscribed yet, please take the time to click on the channel logo and subscribe.